I tried for 3 or 4 years to get into the editors' union. And it was a closed society. And then somebody sued the cameraman's union because he said he was being deprived of his livelihood. And he won that suit, and that forced all the unions to open their doors. But they put all sorts of obstacles in your way. And in the case of the editors, they had this one period of time, retroactive period of time, where you had to have a show that had been televised nationally in this retroactive period before they would let you into the union. It was almost impossible. Right. However, I just happened to have recut this whole series of documentaries about Lowell Thomas and recut them for television, and it was, I think it was called Lowell Thomas Remembers, but it miraculously aired during this period of time, and all of a sudden I'm in the union. But I knew no one, so they could care less. So the best I could do at that point was go to work cutting sound effects, because they always needed editors in that realm, and I could do it. It wasn't my wish or my dream, but I did that for quite a while, and during that period, where I worked was this kind of famous old sound effects house called Nyman Tiller. And where I worked, this Norman Lloyd, the man who'd been the producer for Alfred Hitchcock and an actor, brought this little series called The Tales of the Unexpected in for the purpose of doing both the editing and the sound effects editing, just like a whole package. They had one editor that had experience as a picture editor, and he couldn't do them all, and he knew that I'd cut at least 300 different episodes of television already and pitched me to them. They allowed me to cut one because they were not at all happy with the idea of a girl being assigned this task. And Norman Lloyd loved it. And furthermore, Sean Penn's dad, Leo Penn, very famous television director, was the director. And so I cut those for 2 years. Leo, who worked everywhere, found out that over at Columbia, there was an editor who wanted to take a vacation for Aaron Spelling's outfit, and he pitched me like the second coming to them, unbeknownst to me. And I had just bought an answering machine, which was the newfangled thing. Right. And I came home one day, and I hit my messages, and there was this voice saying, "Hello, this is Columbia Studios, and we'd like you to come over and talk to us about editing for us." And I'm like, whoa, this is why you get one of these things. This is like the answer. So I went over. They hired me to cut one episode of Heart to Heart. And then they hired me to stay there. And I cut some T.J. Hooker, I cut Fantasy Island. And at that point, Norman Lloyd became an actor on St. Elsewhere. And the whole Aaron Spelling thing, they were terrific, great experience. But I was really hungry for something else. I really wanted to travel out. And I asked Norman if I could get an interview with the St. Elsewhere people. And they hired me. I cut for them for 2 years. And across the hall were the Hill Street Blues people. And eventually, I went to work for them on LA Law.